Welcome to Frenat Farms. It's been a while. Some few months ago, I planted these sweet potatoes and at a point wanted to harvest some of the leaves for my guinea pigs. But after cutting the vines, I noticed why not harvest to see what is under. So my curiosity made me try to harvest, and after harvesting for some minutes, I decided to harvest the sweet potatoes that I've planted. That is in all. Sweet potatoes are certain tubers or some tubers that you don't need to suffer so much after planting. It matures within 3 months. But most farmers or some farmers decide to harvest a bit after 3 months. So that was exactly what I did with mine. You don't need to water it. You don't need to add any fertilizers, and you don't need to spray any insecticides on them. So far, the farmer that motivated me to plant these sweet potatoes never used any chemicals on his. So that was exactly what I did, and it ended well. So I tried to harvest my sweet potatoes to see what I could get. But the main motive of harvesting was to get the vines for my guinea pigs, as I have said. Sweet potato is also a very lucrative crop that anyone can do. It's easy to manage it, unlike maybe some vegetables that you have to spray insecticides all the time, you have to irrigate, you have to check weeds in them. So it's a crop that I would love to plant on a bigger plot of land in the future. I decided to plant a small one here. Then I had to gather the vines, as a viewer said he needed some to plant. So while I was harvesting, I was gathering the vines, and I also had to take some to my animals. So far, this was what I have harvested. Harvesting wasn't easy since the soil was a bit hard, and I had to sit. And that's the kitchen stool over there. But at a point, I had to get the services of somebody else to help me, as it was getting more and more difficult for me to harvest. So we did the harvesting fast because I didn't want to waste any time getting the vines for my animals and for the viewer who said he needed some to plant. After everything, we packed it in the sack for the viewer to be transported to him wherever he is in Ghana. So in all, this was what I got from the small garden. I didn't plant a lot. This was what I got. The sizes are also okay, and I started with just some few vines. This was the only vine, and I cut it into pieces like this, and then I planted. So it isn't like a whole huge vine being planted. This was just one stalk of vine, and I cut them into pieces, planted them, and I didn't have to chew anything. I didn't have to plant and water it or add any fertilizers or anything. I just left it and was just doing my own things. From time to time, I come and monitor, and that was how I got all those sweet potatoes. So this was how the whole place was after planting. This was how it looked. The place was very bare before the sweet potatoes crept all over after the vines grew. So the whole place was covered, and I had to find means and ways of walking around. But at the point, I wasn't even walking there again because I'll be stepping on some of the vines. Now let me show you what I bought from my market here at Praso for 10 cedis. 10 cedis worth of sweet potatoes. Let me just show you. Here we are. I sent somebody to buy sweet potatoes for me from the market. This was what was sold for 10 cedis, which means if you plant sweet potatoes, you make a lot of money. Look at the quantity. Most farmers here don't plant it. So this is what I have for you today. You can make a lot of money from planting sweet potatoes because it is not capital intensive. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel for more educative videos like this. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.